Hey guys, Stealth here. Today, from the depths, I'm going to be building my ship out a little further. The way I'm going to be doing it is making sure I have some heavy armor around the keel, because it can still use some weight, but especially more armor, because with the current keel and the current explosive damage that the magazine does when it goes up, well, let's just say I'm not too happy with the results. Talking about not too happy with the results, one of my turrets, and I believe it's this one, still has a bit of an inclination to fire at my own ship. So let's fix that one first, before this thing continues to fire and continues to do damage. And the interesting thing is, it does have a failsafe system. So it shouldn't be firing at the own ship, but for some reason it still does. It doesn't quite see this object here. So I may need to remove this turret and place it slightly further back, because in the current setup it is just quite damaging to the ship. Let's make sure I have a bit of speed. Let's make sure I don't waste resources on, there we go, fixing my own ship constantly after my own barrels blow it apart. And of course we're still engaged with another ship that we still have to finish off down here. Actually no, it's a new ship. This is a Piercer for 99%, 17,000 points of resources. It is not actually firing back, but it does look like it has some nasty cram cannons on there, if not advanced cannons. And for some reason, it does not seem to be detecting me, which is suiting me perfectly. I do not want to get shot at by that bastard. Anyways, heavy armor, quite expensive, and also pretty high in the weight class at 800 points of weight. Compare that to a lead block. It's the same weight, but far more armor. This is 4 points of armor. And if this thing takes a hit, it has 40 points of armor, as well as way more health. So this should be perfect for stabilizing the keel, as well as making it more armored. I could just replace the lead beams that I have over here. And I think that is the best use, otherwise the keel gets a bit too big. And the reason that I'm putting this on the lower end of the ship is that if I put too much heavy armor on the bow of the ship or on the surface level, I run the risk of having the ship become top heavy. If that happens, it will not be very stable. Might as well throw one in there. Let's just delete these things. Whoops. They are quite the investment though. As you can see, I placed 2 every time, for, I believe, 160 points of resources. Still, I believe that it is worth it, because I would rather have these things take the blow and be repaired than taking a very, very significant hit, blowing up part of my ammunition storages and thereby losing a lot of health. Not good. Looks like I am taking fire from something. Yep, the what is it? The Piercer is now returning fire. And I believe that my ship is not in the ideal position to engage, as I only have the cram cannon. The other guns currently refuse to fire because they're still firing at the own ship. There we go. We have torpedoes going out. We have all the shells that we can't possibly have firing at the target. And I hope that the shielding is going to protect the ship, because I don't have much in the sense of armor otherwise. Most of this element, for example, is light alloy to make sure it doesn't become a top-heavy object. Looks like ammo is looking good. We still have 3,300 points left. Shields are up in every direction. I'm really interested to see if the cram cannon will actually hit this time. Now, some of you mentioned that the cram cannon may need a bit more tuning and tweaking, and that it currently doesn't have an indicator. It does have an indicator, it does have a rangefinder. It's just, well, it's a cram cannon. It's not fantastically accurate unless you're pretty much right in their face, which is where I prefer my ship not to be. Also, the lag is still quite heavy in this mode because there are so many units around. And there we go. I think an EMP torpedo has been able to take care of the warhead or the mainframe on that ship, and it's no longer a problem. My cram cannon is still happily blasting away at it. Another near miss there. my ship is already engaging something else, which is also 2 damaged on the other end. The ship does seem to want to roll quite a bit, which is interesting. Did I lose some hydrofoils on one end? No, not particularly. I still have all of my hydrofoils. No, it should be good. Okay, we have 4,900 resources aboard. And it seems that I lost quite a few resources. Because I'm not picking up anything. And that means that everything was spent on repairing the ship. I'm currently considering increasing the length of the ship and adding another one of these turrets. Probably not in a super firing position, so not above it, but just to the rear of it. And thereby increasing the firepower by quite a bit. Let's see about the range on these things. They're firing 120mm warheads. Range of 2600. There's a ship 2 damaged. Where exactly is that one? I'm firing pretty much over my right shoulder. Oh, here we got an engagement going on. We're looking at a Felix Flieger against an aerial unit, a Scream. That's quite the expensive unit, has 70,000 points of resources. Carries a lot of fuel. It managed to kill off the Flieger, and with its close proximity it will be the one that's getting all the resources, presumably. The only weapon that I have which is more or less in range is my triple threat, my triple turret. And this thing does seem to be coming about, so this could very well be the next engagement. There's the resources, 1,700 points. I would like to get some of that stuff. Let's start making a turn. There's another unit nearby. There's 3,000 points over there. There's the Claymore that I didn't finish off last episode. And yep, he just absorbed all of the resources and he's now coming in hot. This is gonna get interesting. I'm gonna switch to the manual control, more or less. I'm already moving at best speed, presenting myself as a maneuverable target and thereby hopefully not too easy to kill. These warheads, these AA missiles, are not exactly behaving as expected. I need to switch that. I'm going to have a 1 turn and I'm going to go with a active radar seeker. The seeker... Whoa! It's right overhead. I don't think I've taken much damage. But it would not... Ooh, look at all these bomblets coming in. Holy moly. I lost my torpedo tubes. My turret suddenly doesn't want to fire. What's the damage? We're down to 92%. I still have 3,000 points of resources left. But all of my trackers have been destroyed. Or are no longer... Yep, they're no longer in communication with the mainframe. So we need to get that thing back up ASAP. Therefore, I'm going to temporarily install a mainframe or a processor and detector system on the bow, and hopefully not have it get detected, because I need my weapons to keep firing. There's another load of bombs coming in. My speed is holding. It looks like the torpedo is completely overboard. It's just no longer there. Now to 1,800 resources. Where's that craft? There it is. Missiles going out. The enemy missiles are coming in, but without my detectors, the ship doesn't know that it needs to fire decoys. This could very well be the end of it. Making a turn. These look like guided bomblets. Oh dearie. Look at all the damage. This is what I get for trying to make a surface ship. Whereas I should have stayed a submarine. How are we doing on hit points? 89%. But most importantly, I no longer have any active weapons. So therefore, I'm going to switch these missiles which are currently my best bet at taking out this craft, a manual. Staggered fire it on. Oh, never mind. Taking massive EMP hits. Anything that can still fire, go for it. Because I think we're about to die. My missiles are still trying to get to the target. They seem to not be impacted too much by the decoys. And they did some damage, but really very little. It's down to 98%. Absolutely unimpressed with the damage that I did. There's another spread of missiles going in. That's the longer range anti-air missiles. Come on, give me another salvo. Yeah, not the cram cannons, anything you got. So long as that missile processor is still online, I can at least return fire to some extent. So that's this control block here. This missile controller. Set to group 5. Alright, group 5. Weapons ready. Seeking random block of iron curtain. Yeah, the iron curtain is not really a problem. Has that thing actually buggered off? I need to go over there and take all of those resources. I need them to keep the ship operational. So let's make a turn. Start heading in that direction. Wow, that thing really gave me a battering. And he seems to have now taken up another target. That's the Iron Curtain for 90,000 points of resources. The Scream itself is really not that heavily damaged. It's down to 98%. And it's constantly losing value because it's burning fuel like crazy. Okay, keep turning. I need those 3,000 points of resources as well as the kill from this ship, which should give me another 2,000 to get the platypus back in fighting condition. How are we doing? Keep making the turn. We're moving at 13 meters per second, which is really quite fast for a ship. Look at that. She's not in very good condition. I have my trackers online though, so that was able to be repaired, but it's not actually in contact with the mainframe. Do I even still have a mainframe? I do have a mainframe, but it does not have a transmitter, and that's why all of the weapon systems refuse to fire. Right. Here's the problem. If I delete that block, then it doesn't really help me out anyway, because the resources are immediately going to get used elsewhere. So this thing is not actually tracking anything, and I don't see an option to that. I don't see a real good answer. Let's just keep trailing north. A bit more of a turn. The ship is usually pointing with a line to the zone where the newest, or the next resource zone, the closest one. Seems to be quite a long way away though. Nope. Is that my starting position then? That might be it. Let's see how these guys are doing over to my right. They're slugging it out presumably. I don't think... The Iron Curtain has taken quite a few hits, but so has the Scream. And there is a resource zone to the right there. That's not worth it. There's only 600 points there. Scream's still burning through its fuel very, very quickly. And this one is another airship, altitude 150. The Iron Curtain's not doing very well. It is firing whatever it has, trying to defend itself. 92% on him versus 91% on the Scream. And I think that the Scream is not as effective as it was against me, because it cannot really drop all of those bomblets on the deck the way that it did with me. And the more of these flight systems we knock off, the better it'll be. 90%. So long as these guys keep duking it out, I'm perfectly happy, because I can pick up whatever is left of these guys. I can deal with the survivors. There we go. He offloads with an whole load of bomblets, which seem to be guided as well. Oh, that's gonna hurt him. Some of them are EMP. 90%. Still 90. He doesn't really seem to care that much, though. How are we doing? Still heading towards the resources. Gonna be a while before we get there. And this claymore, I don't think I can even hit the claymore. Not currently. Let's get mature. What happens if I fire my missiles? Random block of iron curtain. The iron curtain's at 6 clicks away, which is way outside of tracking range of any weapon, way outside of firing range, so I should be fine. There should not be anything that's actually coming for me. I really wonder how that fight's going to end over towards the right. Where are these guys? Am I missing them? There we go. That's the Scream, which is rapidly losing altitude. It's been shot down. And it is now just a surface unit. Look at that. He's not out of fuel. He's still burning fuel, though. But it just does not want to fly. Which suddenly turns the tables completely, because now this airship has a much better chance of hitting him and doing a significant amount of damage. Although at this range... What the hell? It's picking another target? Why is it firing in another direction? There's nothing out there. Curious. And there's 278 on that end. Well, so long as they keep it over here, 6 clicks out, no problem. When they get closer, I want to know about it. Alright, can I hit the claymore, is the question. If I use these things as semi-torpedoes. I don't think so. Let's set the variable thruster to 200 with a ramp-up time of 5 seconds. Let's not give it a 1 turn. Let's give another explosive warhead, see what happens. And then the general direction of fire is pretty much due north. Nope, they're still going for the iron curtain. Apparently that thing is generating much, much more of a radar return. That is what the iron curtain does best. It's all made out of iron plating. So that makes sense. I cannot wait till I have those resources back. In the meanwhile, can I use any of my other guns manually? I could potentially use this one. Let's set this one up under weapon group 1. And then I'm going to need to do the same thing for the actual firing piece. Which could be anywhere. Presumably, here we go. That was group... Was group 1 or 2? I think 1. Yep, it does fire. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot exactly look out of my ship and fire at the same time. And my AI is still in a pretty bad spot. So the only option I have for hitting this thing manually is going onto the deck and trying to hit it that way. Basically standing right next to the turret. I really hope that this thing does not suddenly wake up and decide to fire at me, because that would be real nasty. Maybe I can just get out of my ship, yep. Alright, there's your threat. Aim, fire. Let's hope for the best. But I wouldn't be surprised if it completely overshoots the target. Yeah, a little bit. Not too bad, though. Reloaded. Come on, fire again. Should be closing in on those resources, but I've got to say, this red atmosphere, this red seal, makes it look quite ominous. Yeah, looks good. Nice. Decent amount of damage there. Do it again. Now it's completely pitch black. There's the craft. Yes, got 3,000 points of resources. Good. Hit. A good hit at that. Almost 2k there. Alright, Platypus. Get yourself fixed up, because there's still a lot of targets to kill here. Let's get back into the ship before I no longer can. And I have to dismantle my ship just to get in. Ooh, that was close. Oh, shit. Wrong compartment. Looks like we're flooding too. Well, as this is happening, I might as well install a door in case this ever happens again. So a door there, and then a 2-meter metal beam block. There we go. Okay. So we got the amount of resources that we need. We're back to 91% only. Wow. So the platypus is even more hungry than I expected. I even need more resources in order to get this thing fixed up. There's the enemy craft. Oh, please tell me my mainframe is back up. That would be really, really useful. Yeah, the transmitter is there. These things are tracking targets. That gun is still being repaired. Let's get closer to the threat there. Look at that, my torpedoes aren't even back yet. It's gonna be a while before they are. Repair bots are doing an admirable job, but I am running out of fuel, so that's gonna be the next investment in resources. Fuel. Okay, how are we doing? Where's the ship? There. We're pretty much right next to it. Why won't it fire? No idea where the unit is. Here's a thought. It's going to be quite risky indeed, but here's what I'm thinking. I can park my ship right next to the Claymore. Jump on. Hopefully stay in range of my Hearthstone. And that way, try to get this thing killed off. Try to kill off the mainframe. By doing so, the ship becomes my ship. I can dismantle it. And by dismantling it, I can contain all of the resources. Instead of just having some resources. For some reason my missiles suddenly decide to fire. Not really sure what they're firing at. Those infrared seekers don't really do well firing at short-range targets. Okay. Here goes the experiment. There's the ship, right in front. I gotta be careful not to ram into it. That would be a bit of a waste of this ship. And that one. I'm going completely pirate on this one. Let's turn off the mainframe. I have two mainframes. Huh. Here's the thing. While I'm aboard this thing, I don't have any control over my ship. If I suddenly get attacked, I'm toast. If I don't get attacked, I don't think that my ship is going to be in too much trouble if I leave for a moment. Slow her down a bit more, a bit more, a bit more. Where would the AI be? On the bridge? Hold. Crap. Okay. Alright, if I install a Hearthstone extension piece, what exactly does that do? Helps maintain efficiency. Huh. I don't really see that being any useful at the moment. Damn it, we're flooding? It's probably because the hydrofalls are no longer generating lift. But we've got just the thing for that. The balloons! And they're working so effectively that I'm even raising the other ship out of the water. Alright, move up a little bit. Try not to get the own gun knocked off. Little by little, we're inching forward. Hold. Okay. Here we go. Going to dismantle this little bit here. Which my repair bots will probably hungrily repair. Or use for repairs. Alright. I'm still charging. So I can get back to the bow of this ship and recharge my Hearthstone or recharge my unit if I need to. And the moment I leave that area, I'm in trouble. So I'm going to have to make quick dashes aboard, find the Hearthstone, or find the AI. There it is. Why won't it fire? I have weapons, but for some reason... Oh dear. Can I still get out of here? Whoops. Oh no. Come on. No, 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 no. It won't go. Oh, this would be a really bad way to end. Yep. That's the end. Right. So, piracy mission. And unfortunately I failed. Because I couldn't jump back through that little open piece that you see pretty much in the middle of the screen right now. The weird thing is that the score section still doesn't work on this game mode. It still says score 0. Like I didn't score any points whatsoever for that enterprise, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed the series. Unfortunately, it's the end of the platypus. And I'll be looking to doing another series soon. So let me know what your thoughts are on what you would like to see there. Be advised that starting out with a ship is either really, really difficult or bordering on impossible, considering that the spawns that come in could be an airship, could be a fast raider, could be another jet that might come up to me and just shoot me in the face. So that's pretty difficult. Submarine tends to get a little easy, and for airships, I find that I get shot down quite easily. So let me know what your thoughts are on that, and I look forward to seeing your comments down below. Hope you enjoyed the series, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more videos.